What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Countdown Scouting Network. I'm your host, Joey Garcia, and today we are going over the New England Patriots 2023 NFL Draft Class. We're going to go ahead and go through all 32 teams. We started with the AFC East, so let's continue with them and then go to the New York Jets. All right. So in round one, I know a few days ago when we were doing the favorite picks of each round, I talked about Christian Gonzalez a little bit. I had him as my cornerback two. He was taken as QB cornerback three. I gave this one an A plus. Christian Gonzalez is an elite athlete and it has elite man coverage skills. I think he can develop into being more than what he is right now. I think he can develop in zone, but even right now, day one, he's a sticky man-to-man corner. Yeah, he gets a little bit of penalties, but he's 6'2", 200 pounds, and he runs very, very fast. He's got really good hips. I don't really know what else to say other than I really like this pick. He's going to be a day one starter for them, and he might be looking for Rookie of the Year. So going to their second pick, I gave this one a B. Keon White, edge from Georgia Tech. He's 6'4", 270 pounds. He's a kind of an older prospect. I think he was a military kid, if I'm not mistaken. And he's new to the defensive line. I think he was a tight end beforehand or something like that. So he's an older prospect. I think he's already 25. He's newer to the position, so he is raw. He's an extreme athlete for being 270 pounds, and he can play all the way down the line. Probably a 2-eye is pushing it, but he can play defensive end, and he can play 4, 3, possibly a 2-eye. So he can play all the way down the line, basically, other than a nose. And he just needs to learn a little bit. I think this year, again, as a 25-year-old second-round pick, you don't really want to have him learn and sit behind some people, but I think he will. I think he'll play a little bit, but again, Bill Belichick's not afraid to sit his early draft guys and let them grow before putting them into play. So I think that's what's going to happen. But again, I think this is a solid pick. The Marte Mapu pick, he's a linebacker from Sacramento State. They got him in round 3. I gave this a C. I thought he was more of a 5th-round guy. I watched his tape. He's just kind of a tweener. You know, obviously at Sacramento State, he played linebacker. He played really well in there. He was a good coverage guy. He could tackle. But going from Sacramento State up to the NFL at 6'3", 210 pounds, he's not going to be able to play in the box as much as he did, as well as I don't think you can really play him out in space the amount as you're expecting a 210-pound guy to play out in space. So he's kind of like a box safety now, I guess is what you'd say. So they're going to have to be able to come up with schemes, scheme ways to get him in the game. And if they do, I think he's going to make impact plays. But in the 3rd round, you really want – I would really want a guy that can be more of an impact guy. So he does have elite instincts. He's all over where the ball is. It's just you can't really have him inside the box hiding behind defensive linemen. So going to another pick from them in the 4th round. Again, I told you they got 12 picks in this. So stick with us here. At pick 107, they took Jake Andrews, the center from Troy. I gave it a C+. I think this is kind of a perfect landing spot for him. I think he can play all 3 interior offensive line spots. He's 6'3", 315. And again, in pass protection, he's got really good hand striking. I don't think he anchors as well as you would want him to. But if he's going to be playing center, he's probably going to be double teaming in the pass game a lot more than playing guard. So I don't know how often you'll really want him playing guard. I think center is the best spot for him. But he's got really good hand striking. It's just he doesn't really have any power in the run game. It's probably going to be another issue for him. So I do like him. I don't know how quickly you'll get him on the field, though, especially with David Andrews already playing center for them, and he's playing pretty well. I think Ted Karras is also still there, so we'll see. But in the 4th round, getting a guy that could at worst be your backup center is pretty good value, I think. In round 4, they took a kicker in Chad Ryland. He's a kicker from Maryland. Again, this is the second kicker taken. The first one was pick 99 to San Francisco, Jake Moody. I didn't like that pick. I don't really like this pick either. Just taking a kicker before day 3, I don't really like it. So I give this a D minus. Again, he could be a great kicker. I don't know. Another 4th-round pick. They took City Sao, interior offensive lineman from Eastern Michigan. This dude's beefy. This guy is very, very beefy. I think he's got some bad weight on him, and I think he can also develop a lot more muscle too. He's an older prospect, I think. Again, they took another older prospect. I believe he's 24 years old right now, but he's 6'5", 325. I think you can get him down to 315. If you want, you could bulk him up to 330, put on a little bit more muscle. But again, he played left tackle. He played left guard. He played left guard really well at Eastern Michigan. I think that's probably where he's going to stay. Worst case, you can kind of Michael Nwangwu it and throw him out to left tackle in a pinch. I think he'll play okay there. His feet are fine. They're not great. But he's mostly going to be playing guard. And if you play him at guard, the power that I talked about Jake Andrews not having that they took at center, City Sal took all of it. He's really powerful in the run game. And I know he was at Eastern Michigan, so he's playing against lower-level competition, but very powerful. So if you've got them standing next to each other, double teaming up to backers, I think it'll be okay. I think this guy might start day 1. I really do like this pick. So, again, it's a C+. They took him where they should have taken him. I don't really have much else to say about that. But I wouldn't be surprised if he starts this year. Round 5, they took not Antonio. It's Atonio Mafe. He's an interior offensive line from UCLA. Again, this is another big, strong, powerful guy. 6'2", 355. He's a mauler. He really is. He doesn't really have the mobility that you would want in a guard that's going to be pulling. He's kind of struggles with that, but he's got great anchor in the pass game, and short area mobility is okay. So if he's going to stand in his way, he kind of struggles to get up to the second level, but in the pass protection, he does pretty well, and again in the run game, just mowing over people is fun to watch. So I gave it a B minus. I think it's a fine round 5 grade for him. I think he's another guy that's probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he started a couple games. I don't see long-term sustainability unless he gets his weight down just a little bit to be able to help him move, because he struggles to get to second level. Their 6th-round pick, Keyshawn Boutte, the wide receiver from LSU. Again, this guy was getting first-round buzz in preseason. He really hasn't done anything since 2021. And this year kind of disappointed, as well as kind of some of the stories that came out. I won't talk about those. I'll let you kind of try to look those up yourself if you're interested. But just kind of maturity issues and a little bit of bad judgment by him, I think. But again, in round 6, this guy's got a really high ceiling. Again, he's got a very low floor, but worst case, you cut him, and you ended up losing a couple $100,000 in a 6th-round pick. Like, that's nothing. So, best case scenario, this guy ends up being a Pro Bowler, and you got him in the 6th round. If you can get him back on track to working out and training and being the kind of guy that you thought he would be in 2021. And worst case scenario, you cut him. So I really like this pick. I gave it an A. He's got Pro Bowl as his ceiling. So round 6, here's the punter that they ended up taking, Bryce Behringer. I gave it a C+. They took a punter on day 3. I'm not going to say hooray. I'm not going to boo it. They took a punter from Michigan State, and that's all I got to say about that. I mean, he looks like a cool guy. That's why I put that picture in there. He's got a nice mustache. So I I think they got 2 more picks here, 3 more picks maybe. Another 6th round pick. They took Demario Douglas, wide receiver from Liberty. Again, he's 5'8", 170 pounds. It's a B minus. I do like this. He's got kick return potential, so I think he can make a roster to be, a special teams guy. He's very shifty in short area. You can throw bubble screens out to him. Again, he's a smaller guy, but he's going to be a gadget guy for you. So pretty nice. I do like this pick a lot, and I think him and Marcus Jones as your 2 kick returners are going to be deadly. Another guy who can be a special teamer for you in 6th round, Amir Speed. He's a defensive back from Michigan State. He was at Florida State, transferred to Michigan State. He's 6'3", 210 pounds. I think he's purely a special teamer. And in the 6th round, getting guys that can be gunners and our willingness to be special teamers, awesome. And so I gave them a C+ for this. Don't really have much more to say about that. And 7th-round pick, Isaiah Bolden, cornerback from Jackson State. I also think this guy was at Florida State, if I remember correctly, and then transferred to Jackson State to follow Deion Sanders. He's 6'2", 205. He's long. He's physical. He was a kick returner for a little bit, so maybe you can get some of that. But he can be a special teamer for you. He's got a high character, high motor. He wants to contribute any way possible. I gave this a B+. I like him. I think he's another guy who is probably going to crack the 53 because of his special teams abilities. So that is everything on this one. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Go ahead and leave a like and comment down below who you think I got wrong on the grades. If I graded someone too high, if I didn't grade someone high enough, go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. So I will see you guys next time for the New York Jets. Have a good day. Peace.